Hi, it's Chef Karen Duncan from Casa Pelican B&B and Cooking School, and today we're going to make a chocolate brown roux suitable for making a beautiful Cajun style gumbo. And in this particular roux, R-O-U-X, we are going to be using vegetable oil instead of butter or lard or any other type of fat for this. And as you know, roux is just equal parts fat and flour. So this is a roux that's going to be cooked on high heat because we don't want to take all day to do this. So we want to preheat a pot and make sure that we've got our oil here. This is a 1/4 cup of oil. And we're just going to go on in with that oil, and we're going to wait until it heats up a little bit. We're just looking for a little bit of smoke coming off of this. You can see right away it starts to shimmer because, of course, we heated up that pan ahead of time. All right? So we're just seeing a tiny little bit of smoke coming off of that now. And what we want to do is just get down real close to the oil with our flour. And get that in there and start to whisk it in. So this is going to cook relatively quickly, and you want to whisk this constantly. If you don't move it around a whole lot, then you're going to end up with a very uneven roux, and it's very easy to burn roux if you're not moving it around. I have big discussions with my other chef friends about that particular point, but I'm right and they're wrong. Of course, I'm going to hear lots about that for sure. All right, so what we want to do is we just want to keep this heating up, and we're going to whisk it until it's the color of dark chocolate. Now, this roux is going to go through a couple of transitions. As it starts to change color and gets about caramel colored, it's going to tighten up quite a lot. And at that point in time, it's going to feel like you should be adding more oil to the roux. But in fact, you don't want to do that. What's going to happen, actually what has happened when it tightens up like that is it's just the heat from the extreme heat that you're cooking this on is creating gluten. And the gluten begins to develop and it will tighten up the roux quite a lot. And then as you cook through that, the gluten molecule will separate back again and loosen up. And that's when, just about the time that you're ready to throw your onions in and stop the roux from cooking, that is when it's going to loosen up again. Okay? So as you can see, we are changing color, and I'm going to get some of that flour from the sides back into this roux. And we're changing color quite quickly. And we are on real high heat. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to switch up to a longer handled whisk because it's burning my hand. All right, so we are now about caramel color, and it's going to in about, actually this whisk sucks, sorry, I need another one. Good thing I've got lots of them, huh? Anyway, there we go, we want a nice brown one. So you see how this has tightened up, just as I predicted. And if you're making a roux and it tightens up like this on you, do not make the mistake of thinking that you've got to add more oil, because that's going to really counterbalance all this, and you're going to have a fatty roux, which is going to mean a fatty gumbo. You don't want that. All right, so right about now it starts to smell very, very much like burnt popcorn. Do not mistake that for a burnt roux, okay? It's not burnt. It's just, see how dark that's coming? Right there, and it's quite stiff. That is just the way that flour smells when you're cooking it off to this level of color. So, here we go. Turning the corner now to milk chocolate, and we're going to get this as close as we can to like 85% cocoa chocolate. That's what we're looking for. And if you'll notice, as it's darkening, it's also beginning to loosen up again. See? Just like that. It's not pebbly anymore. We're back to being more fluid, and it's getting darker and darker and darker. And we are at now the 32nd stage, whereby a really good, courageous cook is going to cook this until it's the color they think is correct, and then cook it an extra 30 seconds just to make sure. All right? And there we are. It's smoking. That's precisely what we're looking for. There you go. That's the color of roux we want. So we're going to add our onions in, and that's going to release just enough moisture to stop this roux from cooking. Smoke, 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 and in the end what we have is a perfect base for a fabulous gumbo. There you go. And that's chocolate roux. Karen Duncan from Casa Pelican B&B and Cooking School, and I wish you happy cooking and delicious gumbo. Don't forget to subscribe and comment here, like us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and of course here on YouTube. And we'll see you again very soon.